Hi guys, so welcome to the first live stream on this channel. I hope it's visible to you. Yeah, so let's start. So as you guys already know why we are here. So I've made a app, a very I wouldn't say cliche, but something very new sort of app. Because mostly when you Google or search on YouTube, modern stack application, especially without the front end, you just use some kind of template engine in the front. You don't get a lot of better examples. So here you can see, you know. So let's get started. Like, what is this? So this basically, as you can see, I'm gonna full screen it. Okay, sorry. Yeah. So NewsBingo. It's basically app made using Node, Express, and EJS view engine. So I'll give you a brief overview of what this is. So as you guys might have known from the description of this video, that this app, this web app it's basically a subscription based web app. So yeah, that's the small scale definition of this. Now without boring you, I would just give you a quick walkthrough of first the entire app, and then we'll dive into the code, like how I did it. So as you can see, this is the home page of this app, and this is the heading, this is some lorem ipsum code, and this is the footer. And you get two options, like if you're a new user, you can register. If you're already a registered user, you can log in. So I'll show you the register template. It looks something like this. It's a form. If you click on this, it will just give out an error that no, it needs some sort of data in order to work. So that's the register page, and the login page looks like this. Yeah. So I already and a few more things about this app. Like in the back end, like the database used for this project, it's made in Postgres. Okay. I've used a MySQL database. Postgres is the MySQL database, right? Yeah. So I've already made a lot of users. So hey, let me show you the command line of this Postgres. So basically, if you download Postgres, you'll get this SQL shell with it. So you'll have to enter the password, and then /l will show all the available database, and then /c and test would connect you to the database. I made a database test. Okay, and so /c test will connect you to the database. /d will show you all the tables present in the database. So here I have a user table, and then if I select this is what I get. All the username and this and the password. It's hashed password, so you probably won't get anything out of it even if I show you. So let's try with this abhi@gmail.com, and these are the subscriptions. We'll dive into that. So let me show you this abhi@gmail.com. This is the email. Password is. And one more thing, like if you forget the password, we have this forget password page. We have to enter the email and two passwords, and then we can change the password. This will, if we click on change password, it will take us back to the login page. Now you have changed the password, just log in now. So I'm gonna do full screen, and then password will be 1 2 3 4 5. Login. So successfully logged in. This is the notification that you would get. And as you can clearly see here, this is the profile page, the main page of your subscription. You get the header, this nav bar. You get hi Abhishek, you're the guy Abhishek, you're the one who logged in. This is your home page. If you click on settings, you'll go on settings page. I'll show you in a minute what the page looks like. There's the logout button. And so the subscription that he used, headlines, sports and technology. So headlines, there we go, we get headlines. There's the nice border box over there on hover, box shadow. So all of this, these are headlines. And then close, never. There we go, we have the sports news. We get sports here. And then we also have the technology. Yeah, the third and the last. Subscription chosen by our user. So this is it, and now we'll go to the settings page. So once we click on the settings page, we are, this is the page that we are on. We see a bunch of data, that while registering, this user entered, like his name, sex, profession, email, age, subscription. I can also edit the subscription, like if I click this, and we have to choose at least 2. So headlines. So let me go for all of this. Yeah. And if I update, I'll go here. Now if I go to home page, it's business, it's headlines, it's sports, it's also technology. And finally we have the footer here. Now what happens if we click on this? Well, if we click on this, we will be taken to the appropriate YouTube page, Google page of that. But yeah, that will open in a new tab. So there you go. And we have a very cute logout button, which will again give out this successfully log out. And I'm gonna register a new user, and I'm gonna show how this is formed. So like if you put the name, say the name should be, we have so many names here. I'm going to put a female name, Samantha, say Gill, Samantha Gill. Age is somewhere around 25. Next, email is sg@gmail.com. She is she's in defense. Next, she's a female, and she would do sports, headline, and business. Yeah, she's not interested in sports, or maybe, yeah, we'll keep that. Next, and then the password will be and then register. User is successfully created. And there you go. Password 1, 2. There you go, Samantha Gill. So I get do this. Samantha Gill, business. We get headlines. We get sports news. Then we get the footer. Now we go to the settings page, we get all the details of Samantha. Yeah. So we go to the home, so we log out. So we go to the home page to see this, and then we can log out. We get a notification. So this is the app. It's quite subscription based that you can subscribe while creating your the idea behind this is that you can create you can have an app where you can have users get a certain kind of news based on their subscription, and then you can attach some kind of wallet here to charge them, like a simple page. Yeah, on the register page, that okay, these many services, there you go, you charge this much. So the big part, just minus the wallet part, is what you have seen here. So yeah, let's just see the database. Like, did it update here? Yes, Samantha Gill, there you go, and the password is hashed. So there you go, that's the and one more thing, I just forgot to show you this. Let's just go here, let's log in. And if we go here, close, never, if we go to inspect, if we go to say application, and we go to cookies, if we go here, then here we have the cookie, there you go, NewsBingo cookie, there you go, we have the cookie. And as soon as we log out, NewsBingo just goes away. Yeah, there you go. Or maybe it's there, yeah, because okay, yeah, so expiring of this has been set to none, yeah, but you get the point. So we'll dive into this, like how this has been done. And as you can see, this is the package.json, the dependencies used are Axios, bcrypt, body parser, cookie parser, connect flash for those flash messages that you saw. EJS is set up with the view engine, express and express session, JSON web token. We have used JWT, PG, and PG is, if you're using Postgres, you need PG. You need to npmi PG. This is the package for Postgres. So there's that. We'll look into the news, into the code now. So we'll just start off with this directory structure, like how things have been set up. So we have this assets folder, then we have a config folder, then we have a controllers folder, then we have model, then we have partials, then we have routes, then we have views, and then we have the main index.js page. So let's start with index.js. So as you can see in index.js, here we have required, express, cookie parser, body parser, session. So basically cookie parser is used to, so you can just go cookie parser use. So it's basically used to set a cookie. Okay, so yeah, rest.cookie, that's what it's used for. You can add a cookie to the request, and body parser will be used for reading the request. So that's what it's used for. And session, express session is used to establish the session, like once we log in and we close the browser, like even if you close the browser and we come back to this, if our token is there, cookie token is there, then we know that, okay, no, there's no point in telling the user to log in again, because he already has once. And then we have used JSON web token, here JWT, and we have taken a function called verify from JSON web token, although we haven't used it here. So I guess I need to cut these two out here, maybe just one, I don't know. But anyways, we have used a router here. So basically, so all the routes have been set under this folder in index.js, so express router, and so that has been exported as router to, and then that has been required here. So, and we are using this port 5000. Then connect flash for all those messages like successfully logged in, successfully logged out. That has been used. Like if I do this login and if I do the wrong password, login, it says password did not match. Yeah. So there you go. I mean that's pretty much. Basically, you connect flash is basically used for flash messages, and then we'll come to flash, so this flash middleware is used for that, but for now let's just consider this. So here we have created an instance of Express, and that has been assigned to this app variable, constant variable. And then we're saying body parser, use body parser. Here we're using body parser, and then cookie parser too. Yeah, and then here we said it's using the session, so we did a cookie. Yeah. NewsBingo. Secret has been set to secret is finally out. Yeah, and resave to false. So basically the name of the cookie will be NewsBingo. Secret is some sort of like a sort which will be used for generating some random variable, and then that will be hashed with this. The resave is like, do you want to resave it again and again when you create, like, no, and then save uninitialized. So if you hover it will tell you what it is about. And cookie, the cookie, we have said that HTTP only true, and we have said the max age. There you go. So here we have set the view engine. So here's the view engine. As EJS, and then we have said that to find the views, just go to the views folder, this folder, and it says that if you get a slash, if you get a request a slash, just use the router, go to the router, and then we have used app.listen here. So I think now we should go to the index. Maybe we should move to the views. So this is the home page. This is the home page that you've seen. This was the home page, and then we had the register page. There's the form, register form, and then there's the login page. There's the login form. Here we will come to the flash messages. Then we have settings page. Here we have this form where this is displayed, and forgot password page, again a form, and edit subscription page where you select the subscription as a checkbox. So this is pretty much the views. Now I would like to take you to this. There we go. Yeah, so partials, basically one more thing, like if there is a code in EJS, if you want to use partials in EJS, so simple, just create a partials folder and make a file called footer.ejs or whatever you want to use there, and then just simply all you have to do is you just need to do the sign, like a percentage, and then a single arrow, and then include the URL, and that's it. Instead of the, like a normal EJS uses equal to, but instead of the equal to, you'll use a hyphen, and that include the URL. So that will be included as a partial here. So that way you won't have to repeat it. Like this footer has been included this way in all of them. I'm not gonna go into the CSS because that's not the point of this entire stream. It's pretty easy. I think cosmetics are personal preferences, like somebody would like to do it somewhere, but I'm going to show you some features, like some CSS, some interesting CSS, especially this part, because this is like there is a background image on this writing, and so I'm going to show you how I did that. But for now, let's just look at this. So yeah, then we have the routes. So basically, before routes, I think we should go and have a look at the asset folders. So here we have the CSS, all the CSS. For the entire, I've used this Oswald, and for the entire app, this font family has been used as Oswald. If Oswald is not present, because I've used Google Fonts for it, so internet is needed. If Oswald is not present, then the default is sans serif, for which you don't need internet. Yeah. Body background is this PNG background, this one. Yeah. And there's a JavaScript file. I'll tell you the reason why I've used it. So form, register form, and rest all is. But yeah, let's dive into this. So suppose we go to the view and we go to the home page. If we go to the home page, we see three things: heading, clip, and image. So this heading it has three classes: heading, clip, and image. Why? So I'm going to show you heading, clip, and image. So I'm going to show you heading, clip, and image. So if you think about it, heading is border 2 pixel box, font size, this is align item center. This is probably this one, this div. Heading. Then we have clip, background clip, that has been set as a text. WebKit background clip, that has been set as text, and color is set as transparent. So these three important fields, if you want to achieve something like this, you need to have this, and then you need to have one more class. Here we have this image class, where the background image is set as the image that you want to. I've used picsum. So if you pick some, and then background size, I've given it as color, and then position is center. So what happens is that you get the entire picture here, and then you have the text on top of it, and the text is transparent. So you get this sort of effect. There's a picture in the background. So that's pretty much it about this. Coming back to the JS, like why have I done this? Use this. There's a JS file used, but just in one place, which is this register. So basically, I wanted this register to be a multi-form register. So if you go to the register, you get a multi-form, and then if you do next, now you can't go next until you fill it. So how to form this multi-page form? So the idea behind this is that if you go to some websites, they basically ask you to fill a form, but that form is not a single page form. You just need to go next, and then you need to fill one, a couple of fields again, then you go to go next, and then you enter, create it, something. So the idea behind this was to replicate something like that. As you can clearly see, but we have one EJS for that. It's not that on clicking next you have to. No, it's nothing like that. It's just that it's just that we have one form, we have a div, inside that we have a form, and inside that we have div 1, div 2, and then div 3, and then finally one more, div 4, which has the submit button and password buttons. So we have these divs, and these divs have been given a data step. This form has been given a data multi-step. So let me show you. Yeah, so basically step is like intervals. You could think of it as that. Yeah, so data multi-step, data attribute, and here again I have set a data attribute, data step, and yeah, the same with this. The buttons have been named at data next. Okay, the next button, as you can see here, has been named as data next, and then we have the previous buttons too, data previous, data next, and then data previous, data next, and then finally we have data previous in the last one, and submit. So if I have to show you, it's something like that. So say my name, my age, next. So I'm gonna say I'm a government job, previous, these two are remembered, next. Name, these two, I can go previous, I remember, or I can go, and then if I go this and this, then I can simply save data about myself. Moving on. So how did I do that? So once we have done this, and then we have to script tag and attach this JS file here. And one more thing, I think I should say this because I struggled with it for a good long time. I just used this, that express.static, express.use, express.static assets, which means serve these assets folder. So when I'm writing this here, I'm not using /assets/js. I'm just, because that folder has been served, right? So I just need to start from / just go one step back, js app.js. There you go. These are static files, so just go from there. Go to the JavaScript, and from there fetch the app.js. So let's see what we have done here. So first we have taken the form, multi-step form, that entire form, and then we have all the divs have been taken as in the form of array. So from that multi-step form, we've taken the form, and then from all the divs have been taken as an array in this array, and then it's been set this find index. It returns the index of the first element in the array when predicate is true and -1 otherwise. Okay. So it would find the step of that particular div where that div contains a class called active. If we go to the, if we see this, data step class card, we go to CSS class card, yeah, class card. So here you can see class card, and then card.active. So here the normal card is like display should be none, but if it's card and the class also is active, then the display should be flex. Then that should be visible at least, and that can flex. So if we go back to the register, so this is the only one where we both card and active, so this is visible in the beginning, and then progressively as we click on next, we see other ones. So we're gonna see how that happens. So let's go to the JavaScript. So we get the step of the function of that div where the class contains active. Okay, and then we say that if current step is less than 0. So so yeah, so let's just go here. Yeah, so we were saying that in that form attach an event listener click, and then we have taken a variable called incrementer. We said that if the target matches data next, like if we're clicking some data, if we're clicking the next button, data next is next button, then incrementer is 1, if else it's -1. Yeah. We're saying that if current step is less than 0, then current step should be 0, and then we should show current step. Here in this, it's not a function, is it? No, it's just a standalone something. Probably function doesn't even go here. Yeah. But anyways, we did this, and then we said that if incremented is null, then simply return, right? And we're saying that we make an array, and we're saying that the form should take the current step, and from there it should query select all inputs, and then that should be that all those inputs should be in this array, inputs array. And then we have made a variable called all valid, and which says that if all of these inputs dot every input if that is report validity, basically this function is like it gives true or false if all the input variables are filled. If that is filled, if all is valid, only then current step will increment by the incrementer, and you will go to the next page. That's what we saw, right? Like if we have this, and we are like, let's go to the next page. No, please fill out. So we needed to fill it out. So this is how this was being done, and once this is done, show current step. So call this function. Now this function is, what is this function? So this function is take that form, and then for each step an index, you just adding a toggle. You're just adding a toggle to this, and a toggle function. Yeah, so basically if it's active, yeah, so as you can clearly see, this current step, if the index matches the current step, then that class list should be done active. So class called active should be added to it, and then that will be visible to us. So that's what it's about. I mean, the JavaScript, yeah. So I think we should also take a look on the database, like how things have been done. So we have this config folder and the model. So basically for this project, like there are two in Postgres, like you can have a persistent connection, but that will put up too much of load on the database, and you can also have a non-persistent connection, which is better in my opinion, because this puts less strain on the database, the server especially. Yeah, because the database is inside, because the server will have to, in the real world, have to handle a lot of concurrent requests, so it might get tougher for the server. So yeah, let's look at the form. Let's look at the form, and sorry, not the form. Let's look at this database. So I created one, and then I deleted it because that was non-persistent connection. But now I need a that was a persistent connection that was putting a lot of load. Now I have a non-persistent connection, plus I've written the queries inside model, which I shouldn't do, which I should have, but anyways I did. So we, from the PG, I have taken up a pool, which I did not use. So I just created a credentials. Users is Postgres, password. Okay, whatever I did, password of my uh, Postgres server, and then database, and then host, and the port on which I'm about to run it, and I exported this credentials. Now what I did was I have this query inside the model. I've made this JavaScript file query.js, and here I have required this pool from PG, and then credentials. Now I require this credentials from here, and then all the queries have been written over here. All the queries have been written, and then I have exported model.exports all the queries. Now I'm gonna show you a few queries. So here's the async function, create and insert users. So this takes the parameters, these are name, age, email, sex, password, and then constant pool is equal to new pool, and then we are passing the credentials here. So this will open up the pool, and then we are making a pool.query. Now this command takes a lot of time, so we are using async await. So we have added the await keyword here, and since we are adding await, we have to add async here, and then we have used the query. So this is Postgres is a SQL database. So here we have SQL commands, very similar like commands. Insert into users table, name, age, email, website, values, $1 2 3 4 5 6 7, returning this, returning everything, console, and then comma, and then we give this 7 fields representing these. We console log this new user to see what it returns, and then await pool.end. Since this is a non-persistent connection, we won't keep the connection open. As soon as our query is made, we'll close the connection with the database and we'll return. And so here's one more. Here's a find user, which takes email and a number, opens the connection, select everything where the email is this, and await pool.end, and then we're saying that if the number is 1, like, since everything has been returned, so from this res we have so we have got the user info here, find user info here from this, and then on the 0th row it will have all the data. So here we have, if the number is 1, return the password, the number 2, return the name, 3 then age. So find user subscriptions, we can do subscription from this one, but I just wrote it, like how to write it single. So I use the email, new pool. We opened up a connection, made the query to get the subscription using the email, and then got that, and then returned it. And simple. Same for password, same for update password. For update password, we opened the connection, and then made this that the update users set password is equal to $, where email is equal to $2, and for $1 it's user pass, which is the new password that you want to set, and email is the email that's already there using which you're finding that user. Means that set the password to user pass, where the email is user email. So basically between the commas, if we have to denote a field, we use $1, $2, and then after comma in array will represent those. Here's the update user subscription the same way. And so these are the queries that we have used. Now we have exported all of these to where, like this is the main cherry, we have uploaded to the this controller. Here in controller we have used so basically we have also used Axios. So if you don't know what Axios is, so basically it's a client side, client for browser. So basically it's like made to use request, get request. it's like used to make a um, get request like fetch API. Just like fetch API, you have the Axios too. So yeah, there you go. And then bcrypt to hash the password, and then verify. We have used JSON Web Token here, so verify function, and then JWT from JSON Web Token. And then we have used bcrypt. Bcrypt uses something called salt rounds. The higher the number of the salt rounds, the more secure the password is. So yeah. And then from the query, from the model.queries, I'll show you all the queries here. We have taken all the queries, although we haven't used all of them, because one of them, find user, and for something find user, that gave, based on number and email, it can give you like all the data and the user password too. So anyways, I made the function but didn't use it, but it's okay. It's cool. So this is the home page, right? Like we wrote the controller for the home page. Rest.render this home, which means home.ejs, and the title is home page. If you forgot password, then render forgot underscore pwt, this one. And then if we have used an if we, okay, so let me begin by classic way, like creating of user sign in, and then we'll do flash messages in the end. Like I'll tell you how flash messages are done in the end. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Ugh. So yeah, let's go to the creation. So here we have a create function, a sync function. We're saying that if the password is not equal to confirm password, like if you saw the form in the last, we had to fill two password field, one the password field and one the confirm password field. If they're not equal, then just redirect back. Okay. And then try const body is equal to request of body, and then now we're taking out all the fields from request.body, and then we are using bcrypt dot hash salt password salt rounds, the password that we took out is salt rounds, and then we are using async function. If there's an error, display the error messages, else display the hash. Now this hash password is another this. We have used this as hash because simply we could have used this hash only, but I just wanted to make things a bit more clear. So now the hash password is this, and now we have used the create and insert users this query, and we have passed everything here. And then there you go. So this is inside a try catch block. If the catch causes an error, then we'll console log error.messages. Once we are done with user creation, we do login. So this is inside try catch too. We get the body, we get the user email and the password, and we find the user using the user email. We find the profession and everything. And if the user is found with a given email, that's okay. We have found him, and then once the user is found, this is all cookie, which I'll explain you in a minute, but we check this session in the request object as the user email, and then we see that if the user has been found, then we'll compare the password entered with the password database. If it's true, then successfully, then okay, go to the profile, otherwise redirect us to login. So and this is that if we don't find this as well, like but if we don't find the user, like if the password does not match, then we go send it to login. And then if we or if the email does not match, then we send him to login. And oh, where is this one? Yeah, finally, if it doesn't, if it can't find the user, if find user is not one, yeah, so if find user is so if there's no user, then please direct him to register, and some try catch block. So there you go, this is there. And now there's one more thing we used JW, like JSON Web Token. So basically, first we'll go to the profile page, and then I'll show you. And before that, let's look at the logout button. Maybe we'll come here too later. But this is the main page. This is the main crux of our entire, well, so as soon as we create a login, as you can clearly see here, as soon as we do it, there you go, we create a page. So yeah, well, we'll do it here. So we're using JWT, so we're creating a token using JWT assign user, find username. So find username is our this user email. One, number 2 gives you what? Let me go to the model query. Number 2 gives you name. Okay. So we're using username, and we're using the profession here, and that is an object. So JWT.sign takes 2 parameters. One is an object, and then is the secret key, and then by comma we can give many different options here. So we have given an option expires in. This will expire in 7 days. And then I wanted to check it, so I used console.log on this token, and then I set the cookie rest.cookie, and in the response.cookie set access token, set the name of the token as access token, send the token, and set its max age as this, set its HTTP as this. And there you go, that's what I did here in this page. And so access token was the name of the cookie, right? So here in the profile, I'm checking that there's no need of asking him to log in again, that if rest.cookie the access token exists, then do all these, otherwise send him to login page. Then you need to log in now. So console or log cookies dot NewsBingo. So before using JWT will also set a cookie, and it is also used for session creation too. But it's used for authentication. Like it's used for, the main use of JWT is authentication, is to authenticate which user is can access what. So yeah, that's which I'll show you how it's used. But here I have used it as a cookie too. It can be used as a session creation too. So there you go. So authorization, it can authorize. Yeah, so if you look at this, I created this function here called authorize model.export this authorization. It's a middleware, so we have used request response next, and then request.cookies.access underscore token, and then I've said that the token I've given here, I've said that if the token does not exist, then please log in. Otherwise, verify the token with the secret key, which is secret key, and you can actually use some other .env file to store your secret key, and then console.data. So basically what this line would do, if the JWT is verified, what is the data that will be given to you? The data that will be given to you is this data. This is the data, user and the profession. So I'm going to show you here. So we did a lot of login, right? So I'm gonna show it here where this there you go, data is here. So user is Abhishek, profession is this, IAT and EXP. So these are two other fields, but user is with which the object that you use is the one data that will be given to you when you will verify the token. Now what are you gonna do with that data? That's the thing. So here's the thing, when if you look at this, when do we create a JWT? Once we are signing in, which means the user is already registered. So we can find all the data. Like here I have used from the database the username and the profession to create this. We can also use a role. Suppose a guy is junior engineer, a guy is senior engineer. So we can use those two. Suppose we have three roles, admin, employee and janitor. So three roles. So we can add some more field like comma, role, and then find role of the person. So if this person is admin will come over here, and now here the data.user will give us Abhishek, data.role will give us the role of that guy. So here we could write something like, if data.role is this, then please redirect to this. If data.role is janitor, please redirect to that. So what is it doing? Is authorizing, is seeing that what the user role is, and based on that it's authorizing. But here I've used it in a different way. So I've set up this authorization. Have I used it somewhere? Well, let's go and let's check this. Check this out. Profile page. This is an async function with request response, and then here we have checked at email. We've gotten the email from request the session.email, because when we're logging in, we set request the session.email from that whatever we got from that form. We checked that everything, username and password was good or not, and based on that, only after that we submitted the we use the request the session.email as that email. We set that email as that, and now here we're finding the user, the subscription, we're finding the username, and what are we doing? We're using these try catch blocks. We're making this array called news data, and we're running and then we are running a loop through that array of subscription. And we're saying if that is business, please make an Axios request to this. Now I've used news API for this, and there you go. This is my API key. Don't use it, guys. And there you go. I've pushed this news into this news data array. Else if it's headline, then push it. Else if it's push it. Else if that, then push it. and there you go. And that array has all the data now. Now I have rendered the profile page that and then I have sent the data, the length of the list, registered email, username, flash messages. I'll come to that. That's pretty much it. And yeah, so that was pretty much login this and that profile page, and a couple of other things as well, which are very important, I would say. Suppose here we have got the forgot password, so we have entered the forgot password change. For update password, we'll check whether the entered password is equal or not, and then we'll use sort rounds to hash it and then finally store it using this. And now this is the register homepage. This we're using a subscription here, yeah, using an async function, and here we have we are taking the list, the array list that's coming from requested body, and then we're using the email from session email, because the guy who's logged in, who is in the subscription change subscription page, his email will be set into request the session.email. We could also use but yeah, once you do this, then we use this update using subscription. So yeah. And then edit subscription. So yeah, this is the edit subscription page. Like, this is the settings page, I would say, mainly. This is the settings page. Yeah, this is the settings page. There you go. And that's pretty much it. Now I think this is pretty much the entire project, and I hope you liked it. But there's one part that's left, in which is the flash messages, like how I use the flash messages. There were basically three parts of flash messages. One part is this, it's in EJS. One part is the controller, and one part is the flash middleware. So first we have to use this, we have to make this function called setFlash, which is a middleware, request, response, and next. And then in the locals, in the rest.locals.flash, we are setting to success and failure. If success, which is a key value pair, now this is an object, right? We're saying the request.flash will be success if the key is success. The key is failure, request.flash will be failure, and then we can go to next. Now we have exported this set flash. So I'll show you how this works. But before that, let's just go to create, because create is the first time you see this. Yeah, so request.flash success. So once we have created the user, we are sending the request.flash success and a message that user successfully created. So request.flash is being set, flag is, so it's being set as success, and then the message is user successfully logged in. And so if we look at here, success, yeah. So now we have to go to register page. Now here we are using this, so we're basically using Noti. Connect Flash will give you, Connect Flash will give you the power to send out notification, but the way notifications are gonna send out, Noti is a very good NodeJs. That's a very good dependency free notification library. That's a very good library, which, so there you go, that's how it works. So I'll show you where is this. Yeah, so we said that if flashed is success and flash.success.length is greater than 0, which means that if it's a success, then show this one, or if it's a failure, then show this one. Theme is set as relax, text is set as flash.success, which in this case, in this controller, will be yeah, well, user successfully created, and the type will be set as success. The type here will be set as failure. Layout is top right, which means it comes here. Timeout is 1500. You can increase it. Dot show new naughty, a new naughty object will be created, and that will be so that's pretty much. And before all of this, you have to set this flash here. You remember the flash middleware? Yeah, so that flash middleware you have to require here. Flash middleware, this config, this flash middleware.js, you have to require here, and then you have to say, please use this flash app.use this flash, which is this connect flash. First you have to do connect flash. We have to down connect flash, npmi connect flash, then we have to require connect flash, and then we have to say app.use connect flash, and then we need to make this middleware right here. We have to set the locals, we have to give a flash field, we have to set in this object, and then we need to come here, we need to require this flash middleware, and we used to require this flash middleware, this function, you know, we have to use this function, and then in the controllers we have to, after every, like, what is it? Is it a success? You have defined 2 flags here, success, failure. You can define more. What is it? Yeah, right. Yeah, so you have to define what flag is the success, and then the message, and then return rest.redirect login. Now one thing, user successfully created. This message along with this is stored in, now if we look at this, where will this be shown to you? As soon as the user is created, this will be shown into the login page. If you go to the login page, so this is a one-time thing. Like once it's done, it just gets removed. The flash gets removed. The flash message gets removed, right? So we are going to the login page, and in this login page here we see that what is it? It's a success or it's a failure. So that gets stored, that message along with that success flag gets stored in flash.locals, locals.flash, and here they're able to see that if it's flash.success or flash.failure, depending on that they show it. So that's pretty much the entire app, and I'll give you a rundown once again. I'll just maximize it. Wait a second, I'll maximize it. I'll do the login. I'll do the login. Successfully logged in. If you have your cursor over there, it won't go. So there you go, it will always be there on hover, and then it just goes away. So there you go, and that's your app. Yeah, there you go. That's your app. About guess nothing, you know, I've been making about page, something like that. You can go to settings, you can go to this, you can go to home page, you can if you want, you can just log out and you get this. So that's it, guys. That's it for today's. It was a pretty big video, but I hope it helped you. Once again, Axios, bcrypt, body parser, connect flag, cookie parser, EJS, express session, JSON web token, and PG, which is Postgres client. So yeah, there you go. And this is the database. You can use SQL shell. That's you get when you download Postgres. So that's pretty much it. And yeah, thank you. If you like more, if you want more such videos along with code and everything, let me know in the comments below. And yeah, definitely subscribe this channel, and let me know what more tech you want me to make videos on. And yeah, just subscribe it and hit the bell icon to get notified if in future you get videos and that kind of excites you, especially if you're in the tech field. Just subscribe to the channel. Yeah.